Welcome to Degentalk. This is Theo Goodman, and today we have a special guest, Oiling Meow. How's it going today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks.
Great. Yeah, so we're alive. Everyone, if you want to check us out, you can talk to us in the Telegram channel, t.me/sportsbet. We're there about every day betting on a wide range of sports, a lot of soccer, a lot of NFL, also MMA, or even sometimes hot dog eating contests, depending on what's around. But today we're going to start off with European soccer, or as they call it, football, in the English league and EPL. And the early game this time is Fulham against Watford. And Oiling Meow, what do you think about this game? Do you think there is value on taking Watford straight up or Fulham straight up even?
Yep. So basically, this early game is one of the games which I penciled in really early before anything happened, because I kind of like the lines which they opened for Watford, and Watford, I feel like there's great immense value on their side. So like for me, what I would do is I'll do like two picks or bets on Watford for myself. I'll do a straight up money line, and I'll do an Asian handicap, because currently, according to the odds right now, they are the underdogs. Yep.
Okay, so you're gonna do money line and handicap together.
Yep. I think the handicap will be about plus 0.25 that's what I'll be willing to take for this game. And I like to back up my Watford analysis, because I kind of feel that they were kind of hard done last weekend, or when they were playing Manchester United.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that they actually shaded the game, and throughout how many games have they played this season? Maybe 5 games. Five games, yeah. 4 if you're not including the Man United game, and I feel that the 4 games they were actually superior to the opposition. And them being an underdog in this instance is actually a very great disservice to them. Yeah, that's why I would kind of like to.
Well, you get pretty good odds. I mean, I can get 2.99 for Watford, or plus a quarter, 1.8. That's not bad. Okay, yeah, I think that you're right. I think they played pretty good against Manchester United, even though they lost, or at least the second half. You wouldn't touch the total? You don't have any opinion on the total?
I might do over 2.5 for this, because I think Fulham has a goal in them. But let me check what is the total.
The over 2.5 is 1.79, and you can do over 3 or over 2 3/4 or whatever. But I mean, that's
over
not horrible. Yeah, it's not a horrible odd, but it's not a great odd.
That's literally the line I would set. I would set it at 1.8. So I think over 2.5. So yeah, I don't see any value in any of that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, money line looks pretty juicy for Watford, and sometimes these early games are pretty weird. I think that's really. I think it's a good. It's kind of like NFL Thursday night game or Monday night game. It's kind of alone, and they have to wake up earlier and all that. But okay, what other EPL games we were discussing a little bit? I believe Manchester United against Wolves. So following Manchester United, like last week, I lost betting on Watford against Manchester United. No chance, but hey, you do it. I thought it had value.
I took Watford too that game, but yeah, I guess for this Manchester United versus Wolves, I feel like Man United, their home form is actually imperious, and especially against lower half oppositions. I can't really pull out the stats for them, but basically I think they have, if I'm not wrong, they have not lost a single game throughout the entire of last season against bottom 10 opposition. So
did they play
at home.
So Tottenham is above that. Yeah,
it's above that. Yeah. So basically, I think Man United has immense value on the money line, which is about 1.57 according to what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, around that.
I don't think. Yeah, and looking at how Mourinho actually sets up his team, I don't think they actually go for more. They don't really go for the throat of the other team. So like one goal is usually what the goal difference which they'll win it by. So there's no value on any handicap or whatsoever. I think the straight up money line has a little value in that. I would take anything above 1.5 if I'm not wrong.
I mean, that does make sense, especially after losing some of those games at the beginning, that, you know, they're going to want to secure any lead that they have, especially at home.
Yep.
They don't want to lose at home after, you know, losing these games at the beginning of the season and just, you know, falling apart. So maybe the Manchester United dumpster fire is extinguished now and it's out, and they're going to start playing good. Maybe it's time to ride them, like you said, on the money line.
Yeah,
Wolves have been up and down. Wolves has not really produced well, I think, but I'm going to debate if I'm going to bet the over, even though, like you said, they might secure. But I kind of like how you're doing the Manchester United at 1.57 or 1.6 at home is not a bad odd.
I think the only reason why the Wolves or United have this kind of line is because Wolves actually drew with City 1-1. I think that's one of the better results in the earlier of the season, and they also won at West Ham away. But West Ham is pretty shit, and they also won 1-0 at home to Burnley. But I guess Burnley is also pretty shit. So the kind of thing that result or the fixture which I was looking at that might justify Wolves being that not the underdog, not that much of an underdog, is the Man City game. But that was pretty long ago, and I kind of felt Man City were pretty hard done by the game. Actually, they hit the post countless times.
That's true. I mean, you could say Burnley is shit, but there's a lot of games that are 1-0 against Burnley either way.
Yep.
You know, win by one, lose by one. So, I mean, a lot of teams play them 1-0. So I don't think that's too bad, actually. But, it did take till sometime in the second half to get a score on for the Wolves against Burnley.
Wolves should have won that game by a bigger margin, if I'm not wrong. And I think 1-0 was actually kind of how that put it. Yeah. I could see why people would take Wolves against United, but eventually I think United has too much firepower and they would probably shade it by a single goal. So yeah, which is what I'm predicting this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of Burnley, what do you think about Bournemouth against Burnley? You get pretty good odds on Bournemouth. You get 2.5 right now.
Yeah, I think Burnley and Bournemouth is something which I might not take because it is, how do I put it? Burnley this season have not looked themselves because of their Europa League kind of involvement, which actually I think hinders their squad because they kind of have a really thin squad, and this thinning of their squad actually does not really help them through the very packed EPL fixtures. But I guess you could argue for Bournemouth this game because Bournemouth actually has been doing pretty well this season. But the thing is, Bournemouth away from home historically has not done really well because I'm not sure why, but yeah, it's just one of those little quirks that Bournemouth as a team, they kind of perform really well at home in front of their home stadium and home fans, but away from home, I guess this game is a kind of a toss-up. And if there was anything to play, I would place something like total goals, maybe under. I'm not sure what the other odds for that right now, but
probably
under 2.5.
Really probably bad, but I can check. But sometime, I mean, a lot of the Burnley games, and whatever it is, the odds are pretty bad for under 2.5, and you can do under 2 and get the
under 2.5. I think it's 1.9, is it? If I'm not wrong,
really?
If I'm looking at this thing correctly, yeah.
Maybe they're expecting a lot of goals. I think that's overestimated. I think under might be a good play there.
Yeah, it's a 1.8 right now for under 2.5.
I think that's a good play. Yeah. I might actually take that.
Yeah, I think under is a good play.
Yeah.
And yeah, Burnley just doesn't seem the same anymore. But Bournemouth actually came back. I remember they came back from 2-0 down in one of the games earlier, which I actually felt like they actually showed a lot of kind of fighting spirit. Give me a second. I'll pull out I think Bournemouth against Everton. They were kind of like a man down, but they still came back from 2-0 down to level the scores. So I kind of like Bournemouth this season, and I can see them. I could see them performing at the higher, the basically top 10 kind of level. which if you take that into consideration, I guess 2.5 for them to straight up win is not that bad of a roll of the dice if you wanted to. But yeah, I would shy away from this game.
Okay. Any other English games that you're looking at?
I think Crystal Palace versus Newcastle for me has not performed that well this season, but Crystal Palace actually with Zaha resigning that new shiny fire contract, Zaha actually has been like a superstar for them. Looking at the way they set up and everything and the way they play through him, and the thing is Zaha actually can perform in big games and all these kind of games, and he actually can produce results lah. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's why I think Crystal Palace
well, you think Newcastle is not a team that can get it done, that can really play to win?
Yeah, they kind of play like under Rafa Benitez. They try not to lose, but I feel like Crystal Palace has enough tools in the shed to like basically pull out a win for this game. And the odds about 2.2 is for Crystal Palace money line is a pretty bad.
Yeah,
from what I've seen.
2.10, 2.1, 2.15 even. So that's okay. I'm going to consider some of these. These are. You think there's going to be what game do you think there's going to be? I guess there's going to be money coming in on Liverpool. There'll probably be money coming in on Manchester United. There'll probably be money coming in on Manchester City. So those will probably all move more. So I guess if you wanted to bet now, Manchester United money line might be one to go ahead and bet right now.
That's true.
Trying to think of another. The other ones you could bet now, or you could wait and see, what's going on in the market. I don't think that we'll see tons of money come in on Crystal Palace or tons of money come in on maybe Watford. I don't know. That might be one to go ahead and bet actually. But I don't think we'll see tons. I think just the typical teams I'm seeing right now that Manchester United money line probably will move. So I would go ahead and take that.
I actually have another game that I kind of looking at for the EPL.
What are you looking at? Is it on Sunday maybe or?
It's on Sunday. Yeah.
Okay.
West Ham versus Chelsea because this is a London derby.
Oh, that's right.
London derbies usually are quite rowdy and boisterous. So I'm feeling West Ham for this game. But the thing is, after what I saw from Chelsea's Eden Hazard last game, there could be some apprehension. But the thing is, I feel like in the derby, a lot of these form factors and everything goes thrown out the window, and it really depends on how the players turn up on the day itself. Which I think West Ham has enough in the tank, given what I've seen from their beating of Everton last weekend, 1-3. They won Everton away from home, 3-1. Yeah, so I think West Ham plus 1.5 might be a good pick from what I'm seeing right now.
Also, Chelsea just had to play in the week, and West Ham didn't. So, of course, they're deep enough to rotate, but still, that does take something out of you. And they do get to play on a Sunday, but still, little nicks and bruises and everything coming into a derby game is not going to help. So what are you thinking about this game again? You thinking of taking West Ham or a handicap?
West Ham. Yeah, West Ham on the handicap. Maybe West Ham plus 1. Yeah, or West Ham plus 1.25. But plus 1, you probably get even odds. You get even. And plus 1.25, you probably get maybe about 1.75. Yeah, which is, I guess, is quite reasonable in this instance. I foresee Chelsea laboring to a draw or a slight win, or basically West Ham. Give me a second. So, so basically, I think West Ham might actually edge it and pull out a draw in this instance, which will give you, So wait, give me a second. Maybe I could even take plus 0.5 for West Ham since I'm kind of high on them right now. If you do plus 0.5 if you do plus 0.5 on West Ham, you get 2.37 according to what I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. You take plus 1 at 1.97, which is not bad for them just to keep it close and get a push. Or it could be a draw. You could just bet the draw straight up, 4.43. For any of you draw bettors out there. That's not a horrible odd on the draw, actually. I think a lot of people.
It's not horrible.
I think that
it's not horrible.
This might be something to watch. You might see a lot of people just bet Chelsea and put it in their parlay or whatever, and the line move. It's just like a typical public team that everyone knows the name of. So I guess pay attention to that line, actually.
Yeah, so I guess West Ham might actually increase in odds over the few days coming, and maybe West Ham can. Yeah, you can do West Ham as well. And West Ham usually has a reputation for turning up for this random London derbies, if I'm not wrong. Like, I have fond memories of them, like winning 1-0 at the Emirates Stadium or some random push which they usually do in this London derbies. Yeah, and I think they have won Chelsea as well, if I'm not wrong, in the head-to-head. Like, of all things, West Ham, right? But yeah, it's just one of those fixtures which somehow favors them in a way because of the derby atmosphere and everything.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, anything can happen in the derby, and I can definitely see where you're coming from on that.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So I guess that's about it for the EPL games. I don't really see any value in any of the other games. They're all pretty well priced.
Yeah, they are pretty well priced.
But
I agree.
To recap, basically, I think Watford is the most barely priced one. So I guess you can keep your eyes out on that.
Right.
I will probably do like higher units on Watford and everything. Yeah.
Okay, great. So we had Watford. We had Manchester United money line, and what else did we have that you felt strongly about?
I guess West Ham. You can take it. You can take them on
West Ham.
Plus 0.5.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, I like that. I like that West Ham. Yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah. I mean, I only have two things that I really like in Germany, the Bundesliga. Actually, one of the games today I like, and I actually like Düsseldorf against Stuttgart. So we got.
They're playing tonight, right?
Yeah. They're playing tonight. Fortuna Düsseldorf against Stuttgart, and Düsseldorf is the away, and they have a 5.03 money line. But I'm going to take Düsseldorf on the handicap plus 3/4. So plus a half / plus 1. Yeah. At 196. I think that's good value. Düsseldorf could win this outright, but I could definitely see a 1-1 or even a 2-2 draw. But I could see Düsseldorf coming in and surprising people. I would also watch that line. I think I'm gonna take it closer to the game time that people might just bet on Stuttgart the favorite and it being the only German game today. But it shouldn't move heavily. These are not really big, public teams. But I think Düsseldorf is being overlooked here at a 5 money line. It's pretty huge. So yeah, I'm going to take that. I don't know if you have any opinion, if we've watched any of these teams or anything.
No, I'm just looking at the Düsseldorf, like the past record, like what they have done this season.
Yeah.
I think the win at home to Hoffenheim is quite remarkable, and the away draw at Leipzig. Yeah, okay, they lost to Augsburg, but I guess Augsburg does have some firepower in them, and they just can score goals, that team. But yeah, so I guess Düsseldorf is pretty good for this fixture.
I think it's a good play. I like it. Yeah, totally. Well, I was on Hoffenheim when they lost, so I knew that happened. But yeah, I think that Düsseldorf, it's a good spot, and I like the odds on that. And the other one is actually not on Saturday; it's all the way on Sunday with Frankfurt, who I follow more. And so we got Frankfurt plays Leipzig, and I'm just gonna I just like the real simple over on this. I think that both of these teams are. I know it sounds almost too easy, but I think what it is that people expect Leipzig to overproduce and get goals, and I think that I still don't think that the odds are always catching up to Frankfurt producing goals, because they haven't really been winning games. It's They play ugly, you know. But they do play. They've been playing under their new trainer, a lot more open, a lot more pressing. Yesterday they beat Marseille 2-1 after a red card. They got the goal, so that's pretty. I mean, yeah, it was an empty stadium, and you know, it's Europa League and all that you can say. But I mean but they were playing open the whole. You know, they were pressing and trying to get goals the whole time. So I think
did they play their first team? Did they play their first team for that game? Did they play their first team for the game?
They did. Yeah. They do have Sunday. They do have till Sunday to rest. That is an issue. But Leipzig,
I guess
Leipzig played during the week too, so they've both played.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't think that's what do you think? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I'm just putting out there, like, basically you have to look at the lineups if you want to look at this kind of traveling factors, which I'm not really sure what Leipzig or you said Frankfurt put out the first team. I'm not sure whether Leipzig put out the first team during their Europa League game.
I'm not sure. Actually, I have to check. Did they lose? Because they were down to Salzburg, actually.
Yeah, they lost to Salzburg.
So that was the weird thing that yesterday everyone was discussing in the chat, or some people, was, you know, RB Leipzig played RB Salzburg. And that's such a fuck up, because it's, you know, it's owned by the same company essentially. So it's like, how do you, you know, what team is the priority? And I think a lot of people bet Leipzig, just assuming. Now let's see what that ended. I know they were down 0-2, but I didn't check.
They ended 3-2, I think.
Yeah. Salzburg won 2-3. So Leipzig came back and scored some. I have no idea if they started the first team, but I still like here the over, and I've already taken it, and I think that regardless, the over is going to move even from here. Right now it's at about 179 for over 2.5. You can do over 3, over 3 handicap, but I think it's going to move. So see, over 2.5, 1.77 right now. So yeah, I think that's a simple spot. It's not, you know, amazing odds like 5 or something, but I think that's a good spot.
Well, we can't do 5 every time, right?
Yeah. You can do 5 every time. We really like the big odds. I do too. You can't do 5 every time. Also, with the traveling factor, I think with these teams, it can also create goals that the people are in the wrong. You know, people are rotated, they're not used to the position, or they're hurt a little bit, or any of that. I think that would, and with these two teams, that would contribute to goals rather than. I don't see either one of these teams parking.
I'm not really sure whether this, like, I'm not sure how to put it. The way fatigue affects the number of goals. I feel like
I'm betting into the future. I don't know the lineup. I'm just betting that it's gonna go. The odds are gonna go less. I agree with you. I don't know the lineup either, but I'm gonna go with the goals anyway. And I think that that's just how I see it. Everyone that thinks I'm full of bullshit, please put in the comments below. That would be great. You know, and feel free to come over to the video and comment when we're wrong and tell us that we were wrong. That's fine too. But those are my 2 picks: Dusseldorf handicap and Frankfurt against Leipzig over 2.5. I know it's pretty simple, just 2 games, but I think isolating a few games is the way to go when betting on these leagues with so many games. You have anything for Japan for us this time? Division 2, right?
I kind of look at both Division 1 and Division 2, and. Give me a second. I'll pull
sure.
I'll pull this fixtures out. Whoops, sorry. Okay, so basically, I think for Japan, there are 2 divisions which I look at. The first one is called the Division 1 is called J League, and the second division is called J2. Yeah. So for J League, I'm kind of leaning on this very early game, Kashiwa Reysol versus Sagan Tosu. Yeah, if you didn't already know, Fernando Torres is in Sagan Tosu. So, yeah, like he moved from. Wait, give me a second. Which was his previous club?
Yeah. What is the name? What's the name of the team again? Sorry that I'm not really familiar. Come again.
Sagan Tosu. SAGAN. TOSU. Yep.
Did I go by it?
Yeah.
I don't see
so
it.
With Kashiwa Reysol versus Sagan Tosu is I guess you can just find you can go to OddsSporter and search J League. Yes, yeah. The
Okay,
whole thing, the whole lineup should be there.
Okay, I can do a search. Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. This is how it works. What does it say? SAG?
SAGAN.
Oh shit! Of course, when everything's live, nothing works, guys. I don't know why this is freezing. Okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'll just go on, and I'll just say that Sagan Tosu actually has been performing really well, given the current results. And what I feel for J League is it is a very momentum kind of based kind of league. So maybe 2 wins for a certain team can actually like propel them to win 3 of the next 5 games or something along those lines. Which this is one of the momentum kind of things which I look at. And Sagan Tosu actually has won. Give me a second. Yeah, the previous game they won against Hiroshima, which they were the top team, and they won 3-0 at Gamba Osaka and 3-0 against Vissel Kobe. So, and they were really unfortunate against FC Tokyo. So, like the past 4 games, they won 3 and they drew 1. Yeah, so I feel like they have momentum based on their side and everything. And I have no idea why they are actually underdog in this instance. So, for Sagan Tosu, I think the money line is about 3.4 right now. I would straight up take that line because looking at the opposition, Kashiwa Reysol, I'm not sure whether Theo has pulled out the odds for them, but basically...
No, I'm trying to pull up something, but I can't find much. But it's okay. We'll get it better next time. Keep going.
Sure, no worries. So for Sagan Tosu, actually, for their opponents, Kashiwa Reysol, they are actually one of the worst performing home teams in the J League this season. And yeah, they just can't perform in front of their fans, which I feel is a big detriment to their ability to perform. And this is a home game for Kashiwa Reysol, and that's why I will take Sagan Tosu at the money line, which will be about 3.4 if you can shop around for the odds.
Yeah. Around 3.4. Yeah, that's okay. That's great. Yeah. So if everyone, if you're looking for picks for the Japanese league, then you should come into Telegram because Sup posts his picks, and he has a channel too. And do you have VIP fixed matches in your channel?
No. I don't believe any of that.
Oiling Meow is the secret Japanese fixer here. That's why he's got all the good high odds, like 11 or something, money line sometimes. But okay, yeah, 3.4. That seems
no.
I'm just
okay. Then there's another game which I'm kind of looking at for this fixture. For this fixture, for this round of fixtures,
yeah. Which one?
Kawasaki Frontale versus Nagoya Grampus.
Okay,
so I'm gonna take Nagoya on the Asian handicap because they have actually been performing really well over the. That's what I've said again. The J League is a very momentum kind of based kind of league. So Nagoya has been performing really, really well. They have been blowing up their opponents by quite a great margins. I think 6-1 against Iwata, 4-1 against Urawa, and 3-0 against Tosu. Those were like 3 of their 4 past results. So like the margins of victory in actually the J League is actually not that great, but the way in which they perform has shown that kind of. I'm not really sure where this hot streak came from, but I'm just going to ride it this weekend again. And against Kawasaki Frontale, their money line is about 6.5, which is insane because I feel like Kawasaki has not been producing on the same level as which they have been producing, and Nagoya actually can produce something. So I'll probably take the money line at the an Asian handicap for Nagoya.
Okay,
for the Asian handicap, I'm probably going to take about like maybe plus 0.5. You can probably get like 2.7 for that. Yeah, so double chance for Nagoya.
All right, that sounds good. Nice odds.
Yep. Yeah, and fun fact, I think there's this one Brazilian for Nagoya. He has been scoring like consistently for the past 7 games. Yeah, his Joe. I think if you guys heard of him before. He was from Man City pretty long ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
So
you can get a plus 1.25 for 1.88, which is pretty big.
wow,
You
that's
know,
pretty big. No, okay. I'm gonna put it out there. If Frontal is on their game, they are actually gonna destroy Nagoya because I feel like their heads and
right. So
their
okay, so for everybody that's new to the Japan League, you do have that if you're in Europe or if you're in the US, you know, you do if you're in US, you probably know because you're trying to wake up for EPL probably or something like that. But Japan League is in the morning for European. So you have to
yep.
bet the night before, or you have to wake up reasonably early, actually pretty early, depending. In
It's,
order,
it's it's too early.
yeah,
It's too early sometimes
I've
because
done. I mean, if you
sometimes I
wake
think
up at like 6 a.m., it's okay. But a lot of times you might miss that too. Let's see, what time is this going to be in Europe now? It says six. It's 6 a.m. my time, I believe, is what it says, or is that 6 Eastern? Anyway, just pay
yeah,
attention to the time. Or
it's quite early.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the Goya on the handicap is pretty good. But the thing is, if Kawasaki performs, they're one of the best teams in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you should take the Goya up to a plus 1.5. You should just go for the higher odds of maybe plus 0.5. It's either gonna be a hard fought Nagoya kind of draw or away win, a slight away win, or a massive Kawasaki win. So I don't feel like there's an in between. It won't be it won't be that close of a game for like maybe 1-0 or 2-0 for Kawasaki. So yep, that's why I'm kind
Well,
of
the total is
guessing.
huge. What the total is huge. 3.25, 198.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
know.
I think it's because these two teams are the highest scoring teams in for the past month. If I'm not wrong, if I didn't track
Okay.
the numbers wrongly. Yep.
Mhm.
3.5. I guess it's actually quite reasonable. So what is the over and under for that? 3.5. What do you get? You get evens?
I know you don't get evens for 3.5. You get for 3.25. Under 3.25, you get 1.98. Over you get 188. 3.25.
Three and a quarter.
You could just do 3 and get something and just hope that it's a low scoring game basically. See over.
Three,
So
three,
if you
three and a
want to
half
do under, that's
is
what I'm saying.
evens. Oh, I think you could do, if you want to take a stand for this game, you could do over 3.5,
Okay.
which will be evens. Yeah. Even
Yeah,
money.
2.09 for 3.5. Damn, that's a lot of goals. But if you think so,
Yeah.
okay,
I
we could also
foresee
split the stake. So you think that if Kawasaki wins, it's going to be high scoring?
yeah, it's going to be high scoring. It's definitely going to be
Yeah.
high scoring if Kawasaki wins, or
Uh,
or Nagoya is going to win by a slight margin, or draw, or make it a draw.
right.
Kawasaki won't win by 1 goal. That's what I'm banking on not to happen. That's why I'm saying that you could take either results either way.
Right. That's what I was saying, that you could just split your stake, put some on money line and at 5.6 and some on over 3.5 at 2.09. Of course, you could lose both, but you could also win both. So I mean,
Just pray for 6.
it's kind of like it's a synthetic derivative essentially on how you think the game is going to go. And
I think
3-0
that the
would be
way
really bad. 3-0 against Kawasaki, 3-0 would be really bad, of course. But
yep. Maybe you shouldn't put our eggs in one basket, but yeah, that's the way I see it. That's why I don't really bet on over and
okay.
Maybe money line. That's just for me.
Mm-hmm.
But if you view it as independent events, I guess you could argue for putting over and like this kind of correlated kind of picks, which I don't really like in my opinion, but you could do it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so any other games you see in Japan that you like this time?
Give me a second. There's one more game which I kind of like. In J2, we're going to J2 right now.
Okay,
The first two games were in the J League. Yeah, so the one game which I like in J2 is Kofu versus Okoyama. So basically, what I'm banking on is Kofu being terrible at home again, as usual, and Okoyama doing pretty well on their road. On the road, yeah, it is just like that. I think the way in which certain markets, like in Japan, are priced are not that efficient enough because of the way of the number of people that are playing the markets. So this is one of the games which I'm looking at as well, because as what I can see, there's no home advantage for Kofu in this season at all, and away handicap for Okayama is also non-existent in my opinion. So that's why Okayama money line at 3.4, it's actually immense value for me. I view this game as a neutral ground kind of game. So I feel Okayama should actually have odds of about 2.5 and above.
Yeah, well, so find 3.6 even.
Oh yeah, so 3.6 is definitely I would take. Yeah. And if, as always with this kind of games, you can always do the handicap as well, which kind of gives you a bit more of a buffer against freak accidents or like draws and everything, which always happens in football. Yep.
That's true. It does. Draws.
Always happens.
They always happen, yeah. Okay,
kind of why I like.
All right, let's summarize. Let's do a quick summary. For Japanese 1, what were your picks again?
I'm gonna go for Sagan Tosu and Nagoya Grampus, both away teams.
Okay, and
and for J2, I'm gonna take.
Osama.
For J2, I'm gonna take Okoyama.
Okoyama
against the other away team again against Kofu.
Right. So in your do you look for road dogs on purpose, or that just happens to be where there's a lot of value?
I don't purposely look for road dogs, but the thing is, I kind of see the home and away records for all these games, and if a team actually does not really perform like in the way which they should perform at home, I actually latch onto that. So one of the main reasons why I picked like one of the games, Kofu, I feel like they have actually no home advantage at all this season. They they are really piss poor at home. So that's why I just like Okayama a lot for this J2 game. Yep.
Okay, great. Okay, I would say that we can move on to. Well, you said that you have some actually college football, so American football for all those that, so you don't get confused. I know I have not really been following college football, I'll admit. I like it, but I just haven't been following it enough to bet on it. So you have some. Are you finding value now? Now, college football, since you're like odds and markets and how that moves really crazy the first few weeks. Okay, I don't know if you noticed that. With the spreads and stuff. So
yeah, the spreads are crazy. They get like for a certain underdog team, you get like plus 26 or something, or like even higher than that. Okay,
you got Penn State, Illinois plus 27, and if I can find Alabama is a huge favorite too. I think it's something ridiculous like that, like 20. Here it is. Texas A&M plus 26. Alabama
that's one of my picks. Which I think you don't really have that much time already. But the thing is, so basically for my 5 picks for NCAA football, I'm going to do South Carolina minus 2.5, Baylor minus 7, Michigan State minus 5, Texas A&M plus 26. Yep, plus 26, you heard it right. And Minnesota plus 1.5.
Okay, great. Okay, guys, and for all you listening, I will list all of our picks in the description or in a comment below so you can find them. But okay, well, I might have to follow you on some of those. I don't know if I'm brave enough to stand in front of the Alabama truck, but it is a lot. I'm going to go back and I'm going to find out what some of those opened at. I wonder how many points this has moved. It probably moved a whole touchdown, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to check on that. But a lot of people have been commenting about this game, Alabama, and so I'm sure it moved a lot.
I guess as what some people have do in right? So like if you're hearing too much of this media narrative thing, you can safely say that if you just blindly close your eyes and just bet against the media narrative, sometimes I think it's not that bad of a strategy. Yeah, in my opinion.
You mean just close your eyes and bet against the general public sentiment?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that is not a bad strategy. It's going to be hard to win in the long run, maybe if you're really careful. But it's a good factor. It's good to factor it in for sure. I totally agree with that.
You still have to basically understand the game itself and the underlying statistics and everything, but you can kind of lay your bets against the public in a sense. That's what I'm saying. Like one of the factors you should look at.
Yeah,
is to just like kind of fit the public, I guess. Yeah. And okay, actually, I have 5 picks for my NFL as well. I'm not sure whether you want to discuss that. You can just
just go ahead and do yours, and I'll tell you if I agree or disagree. That sounds good.
Sure. I'll do Washington plus 2.5, New Orleans plus 3, San Francisco plus 6.5, Arizona plus 6, and the Los Angeles Chargers plus 7.
Okay, now come again. Okay, wait, hold on. I know you did New Orleans plus 3. You did Washington. Yep. What's Washington at? Washington plus 2.5. Okay.
Plus 2.5. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what were the other ones?
The Chargers plus 7.
Chargers plus 7 against the Rams. Okay.
Yep. Arizona plus 6.
Arizona plus 6. That's brave. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. And, okay. So I don't know if you know, Oiling Mayal, but week 3 it sounds weird, but it's the so-called underdog week in NFL. Now, I don't know if it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy or some of the odds already reflect that, but there have been some major upsets in week 3s in past seasons. It's something about just the 3 weeks, and it takes a little bit of time for the teams to kind of get organized, and they're still not totally organized right now. And you probably noticed also, you talked about momentum in Japan. In NFL, momentum is really big too. But this is a curious, the game that is really puzzled me is this New Orleans against Atlanta. Atlanta only being -3 seems really weird, actually. But
so you're thinking Atlanta should be more negative in this sense?
Yeah, Atlanta should be like -6 or something, not -3. But maybe there's something. Maybe I don't think it's injury based or anything like that. But I looked into it. What is it? Let's see. New Orleans lost. No, they lost their first game, and they almost lost to the Browns. And they almost lost to the Browns.
Well, the Browns aren't that bad of a team, right? They just won the first game.
Yeah, but they're 0-2 against the spread. So they lost both games. In the handicap, they lost both of them. So there are these stats that go around which I don't totally buy into, but like teams that are 0-2 against the spread are like 52% of the time they win the third game and stuff like that. But most of them are pretty tight, like 52, 53, 54%. These kind of long term. I don't really buy into it that much.
I don't buy into that at all, because what I'm feeling is every game is kind of independent of themselves, and the spread is actually kind of an imaginary number which us bettors or like the betting market has created for them to actually even the game out.
Yeah.
So I do not, and the thing is, sport does not actually rest on that margin, like New Orleans won, basically, that's what you said, New Orleans has won 1 game, but the thing is, against the spread, they have lost both of their games.
Yeah.
So in a sense, there's a discrepancy between like this spread and this money line thing, which happens more often than not, because of the way the point spread is so crazy, like for New Orleans, as like I think they were -10 for both games, if I'm not wrong. Around there. So that's why
another thing that's really interesting for this game is it is a rivalry game. So they just have ongoing. It's always it's just, I mean, they're both Southern teams from the South. It's just, it's for whatever reason, it's kind of built itself up to a big rivalry game. And we have seen New Orleans upset Atlanta in the past years when Atlanta was really good. So I think that it's interesting. I might just stay away. I'm even tempted to bet Atlanta -3 just because I think it should be a touchdown, but I'm kind of staying away. Also, also to keep in mind is for most people is that, look at the total. Total is 53, and everyone's expecting the Saints to be high scoring, and everyone knows is Atlanta is high scoring, and if you watched last week, Atlanta against Carolina, Atlanta almost lost that game, and there were a lot of points in that game too. So just the only thing I want to say about that is not betting on the total, but just that the spread is worth less in those kind of games where it's going to be really high scoring. If you get 6 points and it's going to be like a 42-point battle, then that's worth a lot, the 6 points. But it's only 3 points and it's going to be a high scoring game. So it's not really worth a lot. Just take the money line on either team maybe and you're fine. It's not really worth it. Or if you're really bold, you could do like -3 New Orleans if you like New Orleans, or if you like Atlanta, you could do -6 Atlanta or something, because I don't think that it's going to be a 3-point game.
I get your point. So yeah. Oh, so you're talking about maybe the alternative run line for New Orleans.
Yeah. If you really like them,
for any adventurous people out there.
Yeah. Or you could do like -2 or something. I mean, -3 is a field goal. You could do like -2.5, -3, get a push on the field goal, something like that.
I actually have another game. Another game which I want to talk about, because I did watch the New York Giants versus I'm not sure who they played the previous game.
We were talking about the New York Giants' great offense
against the Dallas Cowboys. Holy my God! Okay, the thing is, I'm not that into football, but the thing is, I can see when an offense is really, really horrible, and I have no idea what this New York Giants offense is doing. They have no movement at all. They have nothing. They just look like they're lost out there when the offensive line just looks lost out there. And
that's
I don't know why Houston -6, just even though it's quite a huge spread for Houston, I just feel like they're just gonna clear it by, I don't know, by 18 points something. That's just what I'm feeling.
I don't know. I don't know if I trust it. You know what? I kind of think I know that Giants have looked total shit so far. I agree with you, at least on offense. But I'm kind of, believe it or not, I'm kind of feeling the over in this game. And I at one point, this is going to Eli Manning, their QB. He is good. And Odell Beckham, the famous wide receiver on there. It's going to click at some point. I don't know when. Maybe it won't click the whole season. Maybe I'm just delusional. But I
have no reason why they're not trying to find their best player. Like, their best players aren't linking up to like even do anything. They don't even try to find. They don't even try to give.
I think that the total is underrated. What I'm saying is, I think the total is mispriced at this game. Because I think that they're gonna. The Giants' offense is going to want to produce more than ever. Of course, they've been total shit. And Houston, I think that kind of is looking like they're expecting a defensive game. I think there could be some scoring in this game. So I think that, I don't know, 42.5 though. You can do 42 at 188, or if you're really feeling it, you can do 42.5, 1.95. I don't think that's bad. Take the over, and I'm not going to take the Giants as a pick. I might put it in a teaser. I'll talk about that in a second, but I don't know about that. So I was looking. So I got the Jets money line wrong last night. That was really shitty, because if I would have took +3, it would have pushed. But I did have the Jets in some
+3 wouldn't have pushed. They won by 4.
Oh, they won by 4.
Won by 4.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Well, then I don't feel as bad, I guess. But I did have them in some teasers, which are fine. So I made the Jets +9, and I have them in teasers with Cincinnati and Denver, which are both underdogs this week. And those are my main. Those are the Jets, Broncos, and Cincinnati Bengals were my 3 underdogs for this week. But of course, Jets lost, so that's gone. But I think that Broncos against Ravens, Broncos at 3, or on the spread at plus 5.5, or just do 6 is definitely huge value. I think that the Broncos can produce more than the Ravens offensively. Broncos are really good defensively, and I think that yeah. What do you think? You have an opinion on that?
Keenum, Case Keenum.
Yes.
No, I the thing is,
Keenum
I
against
don't.
Flacco is the Matt QB.
Yeah, Keenum against.
Yeah. And Flacco has
Flacco,
been pretty good this year. I just think this is not a good. I think line is wrong. I think it should be a lot closer.
I guess so too, because of the way Denver has been grinding out. The Broncos have been grinding out the results. Yeah, so it actually might make sense to take the Broncos on the plus 5.5. If I'm not,
5.5 is a really shitty line. You probably just buy it to 6, but how everyone is watching wants to. But yeah, you could do that. I like that. I like the spread. I like the money line. And the same thing for Bengals. Yeah, Panthers are at home, only -3. But I think the Bengals are still underrated, and I think they're going to be a really good team this year. And I think they've got momentum, and I think they're going to outproduce. And I don't think that the Panthers still have that problem that it's Cam Newton. The QB is kind of doing most of the work on offense. He's running around. He's a mobile QB, but I don't think that's going to be enough against the Bengals, honestly. So that's my main thing here.
I actually, looking at the picks which I have made, there's one other pick which I want to talk about, and some like the LA Chargers. I think the Chargers versus the Rams is a battle of Los Angeles, as what I've said. I feel like derby games actually have a different kind of feel and different kind of tint or tilt to it. So I don't think the Chargers on the money line is actually that bad of a pick, if I could say.
You're gonna bet against the Rams and take Chargers. If I'm gonna do it, I would take the spread. That's not bad. I think that plus 7.
I already. Yeah, I already took the Chargers on the spread, but I'm debating whether I should take the Chargers on the money line.
I don't remember the statistic exactly, but I think it's around 60%. Again, anyone listening thinks I'm totally off. Just in NFL, around 60% of the time, a team that covers also wins the game outright. Now that does take into account small spreads like 3 and so on, but still there is a decent percentage of the time when a team covers the spread. Over 50% of the time, I would say, when a team covers the spread, they also win outright. So it's not a totally bad idea for you to take the money line and the spread in a lot of these games. Kind of like how in soccer you do the quarter spreads, basically. We're doing money line and the spread. So you could think of it like that. And I don't think that's on a lot of the games. I don't think that's anything bad. So I also, even though it's kind of square, I kind of like the Chiefs to just destroy the 49ers again, although it seems, too obvious. -6.5 at home as a single pick. I like that. And I don't know. I'm kind of puzzled with your Cardinals against Bears pick, but I don't think I'm gonna bet that. And I don't see why the Patriots are only -7 against the Lions, who look totally disorganized and lost. And I think the Patriots are going to really want to bounce back after losing against the Jaguars last week. So this might be a week where I bet on the Patriots. -7, you get 2 plus 100. So that's pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
So for favorites,
yeah.
I like those two.
Yeah, I saw. I'm just looking at the Detroit Lions right now, and they actually lost to the Jets, 48-17. If I'm not,
that was a big embarrassment. Yeah.
Yo, that's a pretty. You lost to someone that lost to the Browns. So I know transition.
And on top of that, the Jets quarterback, who is a rookie, threw an interception for the first play of the game, and they still lost. So it is really unbelievably crazy bad. Now, maybe you could say that, they're not getting respect here. Now they're going to rebound. I don't think so against the Patriots. I think the Patriots can definitely cover 7 points.
The Patriots have too much in the tank for them.
Yeah, and the Patriots are going to really come back with a win this week after losing. So I like the Patriots to bounce back. I think that's a good price at -7. And so I'm doing the I still have open, the Jets in my teasers, but like I said, I combined them with the Broncos and the Bengals in 6 points. So all 2-teamers, nothing crazy. I probably will make one mega one, but mostly just doing 2-team 6-point teasers. So you could still do Broncos and Bengals, and then add 6 to those. That makes Bengals +9, and then Broncos +11.5. I definitely like that as a 2-teamer. And you could also combine Patriots and Chiefs also in a 6-pointer and make it so they just have to win the game, basically. I think those are also not bad 2-point teasers, 2-team 6-point teasers right there. You're crossing the numbers, everything you do, and these are home favorites, not away favorites. So Patriots are away favorites. Yeah, you're not supposed to tease away favorites under some of the so-called standard strategy rules, but I might do it to the Patriots this time, because usually road favorites are bet ridiculously in NFL, and so the line is really shit. And probably that's going to happen to the Patriots too as it gets closer. But I still might take them against the Lions here. Anything else to say, Oiling Meow?
I actually was watching the other game. I was watching for the NFL this weekend. Not this weekend. Last week, the previous weekend. Yeah. So I was watching the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mm-hmm. Oh my god! I'm going to put it out there. I'm quite new to football, but Blake Bortles was so amazing that game. The Jaguars quarterback.
Yeah. He really came out. He came out and performed.
He threw six touchdowns to lead them. The Jaguars over the who did they win the previous time? Yeah, they won the Patriots of all things. They won by 11 points, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. If I remember the score correctly.
Yeah, that was
pretty amazing.
Well, the Jaguars showed they can beat New England. So and they were in the playoffs last year and lost to New England. So Jaguars have the confidence they could win the Super Bowl. Throw it out there. They could. I can look at what the future odds are, but they have a really good defense.
Yeah. So, if we're talking about futures. Yeah.
Let me see if I have
talking about futures.
I don't have that ready. But what do you like?
Oh, I already took the Vikings to win the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. What odds?
That's my future.
What odds?
I got about 14, if I'm not wrong.
Okay, that's not bad. I think that Rams are maybe the top one right now. Rams, maybe Vikings, Jaguars are definitely the top 3, and then Patriots probably are in the top 3. Then probably throw in Eagles and Falcons too. Those are probably the top teams that are in as far as the futures are concerned. Vikings have a good team. Kirk Cousins is a good.
Yeah, for me, I think Cousins has not really meshed well like looking at the past two games, but I think Minnesota will come to stride, and with their wide receivers and everything, I'm pretty sure their offense will come into. Their defense is really. I think their defense is kind of like the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
I guess they just have to work on their offense a little, which
Yeah,
will
they do.
come
They
in
do.
due
Well, they
time
have to
when
get. Yeah, they have to
yeah
get chemistry.
when the chemistry comes along and everything throughout the season. I guess everything will make sense, and I'll look back on my Minnesota pick.
That's
Probably
not
won't
bad.
hit that.
I mean, if I go on.
I'll just write that one out probably to the end, even if they reach the semis or the yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I probably will keep it that way.
Okay.
Yep.
14, not bad. I don't know what it is now. It might be. You might have something real good there. If I had to bet today, without looking at the odds, I would probably bet Jaguars. But I don't know the odds right now. But I think that you could probably get decent value still on Jaguars. Or maybe just wait for a week when the team you like to win the Super Bowl is going to lose, and maybe the odds move on that futures. You can get it. You can buy low on them, get a decent price. But yeah, I think that's interesting. Maybe next time we can show the futures prices on NFL or maybe some other leagues. We can do a quick rundown if we see anything interesting on there. But
yep.
I think that's all we've got today.
Yep.
Thanks a lot. If you want to, please give us a subscribe, thumbs up, comment below. If you want to talk to us, you can talk to us in Telegram and t.me/sportsbet if you put that into your web browser. Where can we get in touch with you, Oiling Meow?
I guess you can find me on the Telegram channel as well. I might not be that active of a member, but yeah, just add me. Just add me during whenever. I'll probably reply you in the Telegram channel.
Okay, great. All right, thanks everyone for watching. Talk to you next time.
Thank you.